Chelsea 1, Fulham 0. Chelsea up to 8th with the win. Stevie Nicol, what did you make of their performance today?
Performance, wow. Well, it was a performance. I'm not so sure it's the right type of performance. Or certainly the performance that Pochettino's looking for. It's a win. I think that's 4 in the last 5 Premier League games they've won, which on the face of it is progress, success. But to watch them, though, is painful is maybe too strong a word, but certainly frustrating. I mean, a team that has so much of the ball that looks so blunt going forward. I mean, without Cole Palmer, you kind of wonder where the goals are going to come from. You know, unless he's cutting in from the right-hand side and trying to stick it in the top corner, or whether he's taking a penalty. After that, who's scoring goals for Chelsea? You know, Brozier looks as though he's not quite sure. Sterling looks as though he's not quite sure. I mean, there's nothing from the middle of the park. Conor Gallagher, I don't think there's a Premier League goal this season. Enzo and Caicedo don't look as though they're going to score any goals soon. I mean, it's just a long list of where are the goals coming from. As I said, plenty of possession, but not a lot of quality chances. And certainly against the Fulham side that are as blunt themselves going forward. It's a victory for Chelsea, but yeah, performance, not great.
Yeah, you can sense by your tone as well, it's hard to be impressed by them as a neutral as the both of us are. The bottom line is, you're right. Cole Palmer, he scored the goal and he's the kind of linchpin right now. So is it as simple as buy a striker and all your problems are fixed, or is it a bit deeper than that for Chelsea?
No, it's a lot deeper than that. It's just in general. Yeah. You know, if you're a Chelsea fan, you're going to Stamford Bridge every other weekend. There's nothing to excite you. I mean, it's, as I said, I'm a neutral. It's frustrating to watch Chelsea because you know they're going to possess it, but you also know that there's not going to be an awful lot on the end of it. So you're kind of questioning why you're sitting watching it half the time, you know, because you know the script, you've seen it before. It's the same type of performance time after time, and it just doesn't get you off your seat. It doesn't get you excited. I mean, even talking about it now, I'm getting frustrated thinking about it. So yeah, it must be tough being a Chelsea fan right now, and of course, winning games will always hide deficiencies. And so 4 wins, as I said, I think in the last 5 in the Premier League looks good on paper, but I mean to sit and watch it, yeah, that's not an easy watch.
Is Pochettino doing better than expected with what he has, not doing as well as expected with what he has, or is he doing a decent job given what's available?
Wow. Well, I think coming into the season, we knew it wasn't all of a sudden going to be a quick fix because you get a new coach. Because the performances that we've seen under Pochettino are not too dissimilar to the ones we saw from previous managers. But the fact is they're winning games. That's the one thing you can't argue with right now, as we speak, that in January they're actually winning games. That's not something we could have said over the last 18 months, 2 years. Chelsea winning games. That those two things didn't go together. So you can't argue that right now they're picking up 3 points. They've moved up to 8th in the table, which means they're kind of in striking distance of getting into Europe if they continue to win games. So I guess so far you'd say Pochettino's doing okay, but without a change of personnel, you wonder where the number one the goals are coming from and where this exciting attacking creative team is going to come from, because right now it doesn't look as though it's capable of doing that. Certainly not with the players they have. I would say the one bright spot today was that Chilwell came back.
Yes,
and actually just that short period of time he was on, things took a turn for the better.
Yep.
Now I don't know whether I'm looking for something or whether it actually happened, but certainly if they got him back, and Reece James would help, but he doesn't look as though he's coming back anytime soon. So yeah, for now it's same old, same old.
I'm glad you brought up Chilwell, because we saw prior to his injury, his starting position, he's one of the highest fullbacks up the park. You played the position extremely well. He arguably is even more attacking because he likes to get into the box. And when you have Caicedo and when you have Enzo, do you think once they can get him back starting every week and fully fit, that you have someone that can kind of resolve their issues down that left-hand side? And then maybe you've got that potential change from a 4, which they've played recently, to, if you want, a 3 with Chilwell as a left wing-back bombing forward.
Well, there's no question that if you can get some talented, exciting players that look as though they know what they're doing, what they're all about, what they're trying to do, and can actually do it. And when I say do it, I'm talking about picking out passes or getting strikes at goal, and generally just giving you an extra piece of armour going forward. Then there's no question that it helps. Listen, with James on one side and Chilwell on another, I would suggest this Chelsea side is a completely different animal. You know, without them, and we saw the short cameo Chilwell had, that the dynamic changes when they, and he in particular, are on the field. And that's something that Chelsea need, because I keep saying same old, same old. With some other personnel, it changes from that to dynamics and excitement and chances, and then hopefully goals. You know, somebody like Brozier, for example, if he can get a couple of goals behind him, might change his complete outlook on every time he gets in and around the penalty box, from will I or can I to I'm definitely going to put this in the back of the net. I mean, these are the things that different players can do to a side, and I would suggest Chilwell can do that, and hopefully when Reece James come back, he can do the same.
We'll speak about Fulham in just a second. I just want to touch upon Chelsea's recruitment, because we can talk about maybe needing a striker, or whether it's a new goalkeeper to provide support or backup, or to challenge the number one that they have right now. But do you trust the recruitment at Chelsea? When you see the money they spent on Mudryk, who didn't even get on today, and you see the money that they've thrown after players, yes, they've got them, but they've spent over the odds on at least 2 or 3 players. Do you trust the recruitment staff at Chelsea to go out and get what is required, whether it's this transfer window or the summer?
How long an answer do you want?
Well,
I can give you a real short one.
No is the real short
not.
one. Exactly.
Absolutely. I mean, come on. I mean, we're talking upwards of £1 billion, £1 billion. It's $1 billion something. And no. I mean, really, there's not a lot to show for it. Again, I'm sitting here talking about same old, same old. If you spend $1 billion, you don't expect same old, same old. You expect excitement. You expect goals. And we're not getting that. So no, it's a resounding and absolutely easy answer of no.
Let's end this talking about Fulham. What are Fulham? They're kind of 13th in the table. Had that win over Arsenal. On their day, they can give anyone a game. They had 1 or 2 chances near the end that caused issues for Chelsea today. Are they too good to go down, but not quite good enough to get into Europe?
Yeah, pretty much. I think they're a bit vanilla for me. I mean, there's not, when you say Fulham, what do you think of? There you go. I mean, so yeah. I mean, they're blunt going forward, and they're okay in the middle of the park, and at times defensively they're pretty solid. We saw against Liverpool midweek in the cup that they can be solid. Didn't quite last the 90 minutes, but yeah, if somebody asked me to talk about Fulham and explain what they're all about, they're about possession football that most teams are today, certainly in the Premier League, but they don't really have a lot of ammunition. The effort's there, the commitment's there, the organisation's there. But, you know, they really are your classic mid-table Premier League side that isn't getting in Europe and isn't getting relegated, as you pointed out, probably, 60 seconds ago.